Anthropic just launched the most capable AI model ever made available to the public. 3 days later, the US government ordered them to take it down. This is what happened, and why it matters for everyone who uses AI. Claude Fable 5 is a Mythos class model. That's the tier above Opus. It's the first time Anthropic has ever made Mythos-level capabilities publicly available. It is state-of-the-art on nearly every tested benchmark: software engineering, knowledge work, vision, scientific reasoning. The longer and more complex the task, the bigger Fable's lead over every previous Claude model. Stripe, one of the early testers, reported that Fable compressed months of engineering into days. In a 50 million-line Ruby codebase, the model performed a full codebase-wide migration in a single day, a task that would have taken an entire team over 2 months by hand. That is not a marginal improvement. That is a category shift. Fable 5 shows exceptional performance across every domain it was tested on. In finance, it topped Hebbia's benchmark for senior-level reasoning. In coding, it scored highest on Frontier Code, Cognition's production quality coding evaluation. In vision, it can rebuild a web app's full source code from screenshots alone. In long context tasks, it stays focused across millions of tokens while improving its own outputs using persistent notes. 50 million. That is the size, in lines of code, of the Ruby codebase Stripe ran Fable 5 through. One model, 1 day, migration complete. That number captures what separates Fable from every model that came before it, not just benchmark scores, but the ability to do real engineering work at scale. Here is the architecture. Fable 5 and Mythos 5 are the same underlying model, but with different safeguard settings. Fable, available to everyone, has classifiers that intercept high-risk queries and hand them off to Opus 4.8 instead. Mythos, available only to trusted partners, has those classifiers removed in certain areas. Think of Fable as the public-safe version of the most powerful model Anthropic has ever built. The safeguards cover 3 areas. Cybersecurity, because Mythos class models can find and exploit software vulnerabilities at a level that could give real uplift to attackers. Biology and chemistry, because the same capabilities that accelerate drug discovery could, in the wrong hands, help design dangerous pathogens. And distillation, where someone tries to extract the model's capabilities to train a competing model without the same safety infrastructure. When Fable's classifiers detect a query in one of those categories, the response comes from Opus 4.8 instead, not a refusal. An actual response from a model that is itself extremely capable. Anthropic's early data showed that over 95% of Fable sessions never trigger any fallback at all. For that majority, Fable 5 performs identically to Mythos 5. 95, the percentage of Fable sessions that never triggered a single safeguard fallback. For that 95% of users, Fable 5 and Mythos 5 were functionally the same model. The classifiers were invisible. The 5% where the fallback triggered, those are the sessions where the risk calculus actually applied. For everyone else, this was simply the most capable AI model they had ever used. June 9, 2026. Fable 5 goes live everywhere. Claude API, Amazon Bedrock, Vertex AI, Microsoft Foundry. One API string to access it, Claude Fable 5. Pricing, $10 per million input tokens, $50 per million output, less than half the price of Mythos Preview, which had only ever been available to a small group of government-adjacent cybersecurity partners. June 12th, 3 days later. At 5:21 p.m. Eastern, Anthropic receives a directive from the US government. It is an export control order issued under national security authorities. The directive: suspend all access to Fable 5 and Mythos 5, immediately, for all users, worldwide. The letter provided no specific technical details about the underlying concern. The order targets any foreign national, inside or outside the United States, including Anthropic's own foreign national employees. The practical effect: because you cannot reliably serve some users and not others at scale, Anthropic had to disable both models for all customers globally. There was no middle ground. The directive was binary, compliant or not. 3. That is how many days Claude Fable 5 was publicly available before it was pulled. Launched June 9th, suspended June 12th. In that window, hundreds of millions of users had access to the most capable AI model ever released to the public. Then the window closed. The government stated concern. It believes it has become aware of a method of bypassing Fable's safeguards. Anthropic reviewed the finding and characterized the specific technique as asking the model to read a specific codebase and fix any software flaws. The government provided only verbal evidence, a demonstration of a narrow, non-universal jailbreak that identified a small number of previously known, minor vulnerabilities. Anthropic's response was direct. The capability demonstrated is already present in other publicly available models, including OpenAI's GPT 5.5. Cyber defenders use exactly this kind of capability every day to find and fix software vulnerabilities before attackers do. Anthropic says the demonstrated technique provides no mythos-specific uplift. It does not unlock anything that isn't already accessible elsewhere at the frontier. Anthropic's position on jailbreaks has been consistent and public from the start. Perfect jailbreak resistance is not currently possible for any model provider. Their strategy is defense in depth. Make jailbreaks narrow or expensive to produce, combine that with thorough monitoring, and respond quickly when a successful attack is identified. This is the same framework every major AI lab uses in practice. Over 1,000 hours. That is how much external red team testing Fable 5's safeguards received before launch, on top of Anthropic's internal testing. The UK AI Security Institute, multiple private red team organizations, and internal teams all participated. In all of that testing, no one found a universal jailbreak, a method that could broadly bypass the safeguards and unlock Fable's full capabilities across a wide range of tasks. This is the first time a US government directive has forced the withdrawal of a commercially deployed frontier AI model. Not a voluntary recall, not a response to a verified serious incident. A government order to remove a product from the market issued 3 days after launch, without public disclosure of the specific technical finding that justified it. That is the line that was crossed here. Anthropic made their position explicit in their public statement. They are complying with the government's legal directive, and they disagree with it, both simultaneously. The statement reads, "We disagree that the finding of a narrow potential jailbreak should be cause for recalling a commercial model deployed to hundreds of millions of people." That is a direct challenge to the government's reasoning, stated publicly, on the record. The precedent argument is the one that carries the most weight going forward. Anthropic stated it directly. If this standard, recall a model whenever any narrow potential jailbreak is found, was applied consistently across the entire industry, it would essentially halt all new model deployments for all frontier AI providers. Every frontier model deployed today has non-universal jailbreaks. That is not a failure of Fable specifically. That is the current state of the field. 0, the number of universal jailbreaks found during the entire pre-launch red teaming effort. A universal jailbreak is one that can broadly bypass the model's safeguards and unlock its capabilities across a wide range of tasks. After over 1,000 hours of testing by some of the best security researchers in the world, none was found. The jailbreak the government identified after 3 days of public deployment was narrow and non-universal. All other Anthropic models remain fully operational. Opus 4.8, Sonnet 4.6, Haiku, all available as normal. Only Fable 5 and Mythos 5 are suspended. For most users, the practical impact is limited, but the symbolic impact is something else entirely. A government has forced a frontier AI model off the market for the first time. What happens next will define the boundaries of that authority. What just happened is a preview of the regulatory landscape ahead. Governments are going to assert authority over frontier model deployments. That much is now settled. The open questions are what the legal process looks like, what burden of proof the government must meet before ordering a recall, what appeals process exists, and how transparent the technical findings have to be. None of those questions have good answers yet. Anthropic has been explicit about what they want the framework to look like. Their statement calls for the government to have the ability to block unsafe deployments, but only as part of a statutory process that is transparent, fair, clear, and grounded in technical facts. Their conclusion: the current directive does not adhere to those principles. That is a public disagreement with the government's legal authority and how it was exercised. Anthropic committed to sharing more technical details about the jailbreak publicly within 24 hours of the directive. They said they believe this is a misunderstanding and are working to restore access as quickly as possible. No timeline has been given. The resolution depends entirely on how the government responds to Anthropic's pushback, and whether that conversation stays behind closed doors or becomes a public legal dispute. One detail worth noting from the original Fable launch: Anthropic required 30-day data retention for all Fable and Mythos traffic. That was a policy with real costs. Some business customers pushed back on it. The reason given was exactly this scenario: to detect, study, and respond to jailbreaks at scale. They built the surveillance infrastructure for this. The government suspended the model anyway, 3 days in, before that infrastructure had any data to work with. Here is where things actually stand. Fable 5 is the most capable AI model Anthropic has ever shipped to the public. It is also the first AI model any government has forced off the market mid-deployment. Anthropic built the safeguards in good faith, tested them more thoroughly than any previous model, disclosed the limitations honestly at launch, and deployed accordingly. The government decided that was not enough. The specific finding that triggered the directive is one that other deployed models can already replicate. New AI lesson every day. Subscribe so you don't miss what's next.